The day has come. The day has come where the alliance between Donald Trump and Mike Pence might disintegrate in front of our eyes. And this has got to be a tough thing for Pence because he's the most loyal person ever when it comes to Trump. And Trump is now putting him in a position where, like, he can't be this degree of loyal without totally ruining his political future, totally ruining any modicum or shred of integrity he has. He's just being put in a position where he can't do what Trump wants him to do. So Trump wants Pence to object to the certification of the election results in the Senate. That's what he wants him to do. Now, what Pence is doing is ceremonial. He has a ceremonial role. He doesn't have the ability or the authority to overthrow the election. The election's already certified through the Electoral College. This is just a formality. That's all this is. This is just a tradition. You know, just going through the motions. That's all it is. Trump has been convinced from right-wing hacks and charlatans and frauds that, oh, no, he can overturn it. He can overturn the results. No, he really can't overturn the results. But Trump is convinced of it, so he's been trying to pressure Pence into doing exactly that. And then we see this article in Business Insider. Jay Sekulow, President Donald Trump's impeachment lawyer and personal defense attorney, said Trump's insistence that Vice President Mike Pence reject the electoral results of several states is unconstitutional. Quote, some have speculated that the vice president could simply say, yes, I'm not going to accept these electors, that he has the authority to do that under the Constitution. I actually don't think that's what the Constitution has in mind, Sekulow said on his Periscope show on Tuesday. If that were the case, any vice president could refuse any election, he added. It's more of a ministerial procedural function. Sekulow is one of Trump's most loyal backers and the latest high-profile conservative figure to come out against the president's crusade to overturn President-elect Joe Biden's victory in the 2020 election. Let me explain to you how big that is. Jay Sekulow is an insane far right-wing attorney. Insane. So insane, Right Wing Watch had like a whole page dedicated to him and all the things he used to say because he was big. I mean, he was big. I think even in the religious right circles, he was big. Like he teamed up with a lot of the televangelist type people. Just no decency in that man anywhere. Okay? And even he at this point is like, that what you're asking for is not possible. That's not a thing. Pence can't just say, I don't agree. I'm going to overturn it. I'm going to overturn the results of the election. What would make you think he has that ability? Why would you think that? Because, like, some right-wing talk show host said it? The hell do they know? They don't know anything. They've been making things up for decades now. So what are you talking about? So here we are, man. Here we are. Now Trump effectively is going to fully isolate himself where it's him and just his family, and even some in his family are probably rolling their eyes, and his most rabid supporters. Here we are. And Pence, I'm sure Pence has no idea what to do. Because in some ways, his political future is tied to Trump and tied to keeping that base happy. But in other ways, we just saw that the Republicans lost in Georgia and the future of Trumpism is definitely in doubt. So Pence might want to also sort of hop off the Trumpism train, right? And have his own path, which keeps him politically relevant. So he definitely doesn't know what to do. He doesn't. The only thing that's scary is that Pence is like a big believer in like, I'm a man of God and I'm following out God's plan. I'm laying out God's plan. I am the vessel through which the Lord is speaking to everybody. And so I think he thinks he's destined for the White House. But does he think he's destined for the White House by trying in a futile attempt to overthrow the results of this election in the Senate when he doesn't have that ability? I doubt it. I think he's probably smart enough to know I can't do this. This is not, like, what do you think is going to happen? Pence is going to say, I reject the results. And then everybody goes, I mean, he did reject the results. What are we going to do? Obviously, Trump's got to be sworn in now for a second term. Like, what? So he's got to be conflicted because if Trump unleashes the hounds of hell on Pence, that's beyond a Republican civil war because that's a civil war within the civil war. Like right now, yes, you have the Donald Trump types versus the Mitt Romney types, the establishment wing versus the Trump wing. But if Trump goes after Pence, that's like the Trump wing going after the Trump wing. Nobody's been more loyal than Pence. So if he abandoned you, goddamn, you're the most unreasonable person on the planet. But he kind of is. So who knows what's going to happen? But there's another story that came out today that he secretly admits, Trump secretly admits behind the scenes, yeah, I know I'm done. Of course I know I'm done. So he's making his plans for after he's out of the White House. But he really is clawing and trying to push everybody around him to do more. Apparently, he was pissed that Pence wasn't all in on the hashtag fraudulent election thing from the beginning. And Pence kind of was. Like, he tepidly said we are allowed to fight this in the courts and all that stuff. But Trump wanted him to be more vocal, more supportive, more in favor of fraudulent election, got to overturn the results. And he was only willing to go to a certain point. And now he's asking him to cross a line that's like nearly impossible. So if this bromance breaks up, Trump and Pence, Trump really knows how to isolate himself and alienate himself from all of the people who were his biggest allies and supporters. And honestly, that's too on the nose. That's too perfect for the kind of personality he is. Like, he's such a narcissist. He's such a self-aggrandizer. He only cares about himself, and that has made him have some qualities that are like the most unlikable qualities in any human being on planet Earth. And so it might be the Pence-Trump bromance might be coming to an end. That's something.